Alright, go in the stick, and then I think I'll go to Luke quickly again. I should have been date 4. Boss, most many gentlemen has come calling once more. His intentions, he claims, is to have an extremely normal day of ordinary, non-threatening activity. Pardon my yelling, boss, I am merely repeating the message as it was delivered to me. I'll show him in. Hello, it is me, Maximilian Desmond, and I am prepared to be a normal, non-extreme person. Excuse me. Yelling inside isn't very normal, is it? So, how shall we amuse ourselves normally? Sword swallowing, fire swallowing, live swallow swallowing? Those are not activities, are they? We have been out of my element here. Besides, after all you've done to help me come to terms with my own grief, I'd like to do something to please you. Perhaps you could select an activity. Oh, well, I might suggest an expensive meal. You mean a meal of non-alive, non-predatory foods, I assume? That sounds fine. I mean, great. I mean, fine in the sense of fine wine or fine dining, which is what we will be doing, yes. Take out your favorite restaurant, La Chateau de Bourgeois. As you sit down, you notice that Max is sweating profusely. Excuse me if I seem a bit nervous. I'm just not used to being out in public without a veneer of gratuitous machoism to protect me. But no need to worry, boss. I have concocted a stratagem to keep my worst impulses at bay. I have here a bucket of icy water. At any time I feel that I am on the edge of extreme behavior, I shall simply empty it over my head. Like a cold shower, but for my hot, throbbing, adventurous spirit. Just then a handsome lad struts past your table, wearing a precarious stack of 17 hats. Without a word, Max douses himself in ice water and motions his servant for another bucket. Bracing! What were we discussing? Let's see. So, how is normality treating you? Oh, it's great! Max needs another bucket of ice water over his head. It's really helping me. Next thing is another ice bucket over his head. Come to terms with. You have to see another ice bucket over his head. My mortality. He stares blankly ahead, shivering and dripping. Enough with the buckets. Max visibly struggles as his arm slowly reaches out toward another bucket. Have you tried the cake? Is it dry? Max slowly lifts the chilled liquid from his hair. Thoughts of madness swim through his brain. The increasingly twisted grimace upon his face paints a picture of a man fighting his very nature. So you must you cease at once. Just furiously grabs the bucket from after bucket of ice water and pours them continuously over his head in the vain attempt to remain calm. The room is full of ice water. Lobsters escape from the lobster tank and pinch everyone. You are politely asked to leave. Well, that was a bust. Terribly sorry. Perhaps we could try a different normal date? There's a play if you're interested. Ah, the theatre! A true gentleman's pastime. I can't wait to sit perfectly still and react with measured enthusiasm to a variety of fictional scenarios. Oh boy! Your company makes the theatre, but by the time you arrive, you're still not done explaining how plays work. So you're saying there'll be absolutely no firing of artillery into the audience? Not at all, are you sure? I'm sure. Ah, well, I suppose it will be scintillating nonetheless. Use facilities while Max finds your seats. He's sitting very straight and still when you join him. The play begins. It is a farce about a country gentleman attempting to hide from his visiting relatives and the fact that he has accidentally married his cast iron stove. This fucking game. How does one accidentally marry their cast iron stove? Anyway. It is called The Importance of Being Furnest. Ah. Yeah, that's a yeah, that's a joke for you guys. Psst, I need to use the restroom. Get up and go, no one cares. Well, I would, but, and this is rather embarrassing, I seem to have nailed myself to my chair. I was worried about not being able to sit still, you see. Officers, give me your hammer. Take my hammer and begin to pry out the nails, but he's really driven them in there. You pull all your might in a single nail and it comes free, sailing across the theatre directly onto the lead actor's eye. Right as he was about to make love to his stove husband for the first time. What is this? He screams and bleeds. It is in extremely poor taste. It's alright, everyone. We're just removing one of the nails I used to attach myself to the chair because I am a gentleman who enjoys theatre. I'm going to say you are soon asked to leave. You have to completely destroy Max's chair in order to do so. I must admit, I feel a bit of an ass after that performance. Perhaps we could try something else? Perhaps we should go for a walk. There's no way that could go wrong, is there? Ah! Walking! The gentleman sprinting! There's nothing I, a gentleman, love more than moving significantly slower than the maximum speed of my legs. Can't get enough of it. Let's go! Make for the river, thanks to recent advances in sewage technology, it is not a rotting cesspit of human waste. Huzzah! Oh wow, that's a miracle in itself. Ah yes, low speed perambulation. What a joy! Who needs velocity, violence, or vainglory, anyway? Not me, that's for sure. Just then, a band of scallywags leaps from an alley. You can tell they're scallywags because of the low thread count of their clothes and also their knives. Oh, by the way, I've been getting mugged, and here I was having such a nice time. If only I hadn't sworn off violence entirely. Violence in certain contests, specifically self-defense, is entirely justified, even noble. Fight them! Your verve is compelling, boss, but a gentleman does nothing but by halves. I've sworn off violence and sworn off their child's day. No, the true gentleman thing is to give these rapscallions all our money and clothes and then smile serenely as they kick us repeatedly in the shins. Come on, lads, and my apologies for referring to you as rapscallions a moment ago. You are clearly scallywags. Rapscallions don't wear nearly so many buckles. Peter have a pretty bad experience. Eventually ends. I clearly behaved virtuously just now, but somehow I don't feel good about the way things turned out. Perhaps another civilized outing will cheer us up. Oh, who am I trying to fool? This isn't who I am! I'm sorry, boss, I try so hard to have a normal, unexciting day with you. But there seems to be something terribly wrong with me that makes me unfit for human society. Just to find some... don't know what happened there. Some wolves to live amongst. No, don't let him leave! What about your business merger? / deep emotional relationship? Max, please stay! But if I am to remain in society, how could I possibly fit in? You don't think you fit in? We could start a new, better society! That's a brilliant idea, and I've coincidentally already started training apes to run the government. However, I need to do this for me. Maybe there's a balance between toxic masculinity and the reactionary overcompensation you've adopted. Yes, there is a balance. Agreed, there is a balance. You don't have to go out fighting and beating the shit out of everyone, but in situations like the mugging, fight. Balance? The only balance I'm familiar with is the kind that is required when walking a tightrope over my private alligator pit. Lean too far either side and you could end up... my word, that's it! You're a genius, boss! I'll go and live in the alligator pit. They'll understand me! No, wait, there's a metaphor in this about the shades of possibility between normalcy and extremism. That's what you meant by balance, isn't it? This truly represents the start of a bold new era for Maximilian gentlemen. No, not a bold new era. A meek new error. No. That's it. An error that is sometimes bold and sometimes meek, as circumstances dictate. It's a mouthful, but it is a rhinoceros casserole. But so is a rhinoceros casserole. What? And those are delicious. When we change man, sometimes, as circumstances dictate. Ta-da! Bloody hell. The boxer, it looks like he's been beaten the shit out of. Very bad.